Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys enjoyed Gamescom. It was quite an adventure. Things are finally settling down. We can get back to those normal bugs, so let's go. BUGSMASHERS! Hey everyone, welcome to the test level of Doom. So here we have our fun little Gladius. And as you expect, when I come up to him and hit F, I should enter. Oh no, nothing's happening. This is the joys of fun integration woes. So when we were doing Gamescom, we decided to integrate some advanced features into the branch, and then even the latest version of CryEngine, and that broke all sorts of things. So this is one of the things that broke. It's animations on ships. Oddly enough, players have animations. So if we do mn debug our ship, you can see on the left side there's canopy and left ladder, and it's trying to play canopy open and ladder deploy. However, it's never actually doing anything. So it's like, hey, I started it, but now I'm not updating. So if I hit escape, go back into the game, you'll notice that there's no fragments. Hit play, and it's trying to play a fragment, and nothing's happening. And our fragment in this case is an animation and a sound. So if we hop right into the code, this took quite a bit of time to narrow it down. This section of the code is our update. So in our mannequin, we have a whole update loop, and this is this section of the code. And it's this block right here is supposed to go through all the active scopes. You can think of scopes as layers in like Photoshop. So you see a seat driver IK, landing gear, front, all the way down. Each one of those is a scope. And on the canopy and left ladder scope, each of those are trying to play an animation and sound. And on the far right, you'll see a TR, which is basically time remaining. And canopy has 6 seconds, left ladder has 5, and if you notice, they're just never updating. So if we go into the fun little update loop we have here, you'll notice it's going through all of our active scopes, and it's trying to update them. And unfortunately, let's see if you see it. I'll give you a hint. It's right there, right there. Do you see it? Nope. All right, I'll give you a hint. This is what bit 64 is set to. Do you see it? No? All right, give you a hint. So we have an index, and I should say our active scopes is, since we can have up to 64, so we have a 64-bit integer. So each bit indicates 0 or 1 whether or not the scope is active. So if we go through 64 scopes, we're going to go 1 bit, another bit, another bit, another bit, another bit, another bit. And this bit of magic right here is supposed to take in the bit index, convert it to the bit value, and then it does a AND operation to check to see if it's actually should update because there's something on this scope. And as you can see here, I'll give you a hint, this is what the correct code should be. I take my bit index and I shift it over to the correct bit, and then I mask it. However, this is sending in a shift of a shift. So if I put a 1 in here, I should get 2 to the power of 1, which is 2. If I put a 2 in here, I should get 2 to the power of 2, which is 4. But if I put a 1 or 2 to the power of 2, so if I is 2, this bit becomes 4. Now this 4 becomes 2 to the 4, and as you can see, we're not on the actual bit value that we want. So we'll change this back to I, because that's what we want to do. And we will compile emulate. Wait for recode. Ooh, our guy's a little ducking. There it goes. Animation plays off. So let's try that one more time. And there goes the animation. Haha! So what's happening is our canopy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bit 7. So I should say scope 7. So if we do, since it's 7 minus 1 because we started 0 index, it's actually 2 to the 6. So if we do 2, let's do this. Scientific. 2 to the 6. We should be at 64. However, this naughty code was doing that first here and then passing in now 64 to here. So now we're doing 2 to the 64, which is, as you can see, is not the value we want. So the quick fix was to just get rid of this part, make sure that it's actually doing the correct shift so that we're on the correct bit number. And as you saw, we were able to open up our little ladder animation. Woo! Oh, the joys of integration. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Woo! So as you guys saw, we had some little integration bug. We have a couple of those that we have to fix. It happens, we just have to go around and fix it. The unfortunate thing is they take a little time to find those little, it looked like a little easy piece of code, but finding that one thing that broke this whole big slew of mannequin states took quite a bit of time. But we got it, so cool. It's been a while, but I have 2 questions here that I want to go through real quickly because I love you guys. All right, so we have, I'm not going to pronounce this right. Mgurno1? Mgurno1. That's what we're going with. How do you avoid writing spaghetti code, which I find in particular hard if you under some time constraint? Is there a code review? How do you guys tackle performance problems? So to answer your first question, spaghetti code is a tricky thing to solve, especially under crunch. I would recommend, at least what we do here, is if you're going to have to write a bunch of if-else statements, you're basically writing a state machine. Look up state machine, but those are the best thing ever because you could be in, you don't have to write this big block of spaghetti if-else, if, this. And what happens if you miss a statement? Oh no, now that everything's broken. Write a state machine because you could have a enter, exit, and active, and then you just keep looping, and then when you transfer from one to another, you could ensure that your variables, your state, your logic flows. So look up state machines. Those are the best things ever. Let's see. Oh yeah. Code review. Code reviews will help. But if you're under crunch and everyone starts throwing in code reviews, sometimes bugs slip in. They do help narrow down some bugs, and they also prevent bad things from happening or if people touch things they're not supposed to touch. But don't use code reviews as the ultimatum, this will solve everything. It's just another tool that has its pros and its cons. How do you guys tackle performance problems? Profiling. Those are the biggest things you could, or say the biggest thing you can do. If your game's running slow, why? Throw in some profiles, see where things are slowing down, use some performance tools, try to narrow down the sections of code that are causing you the troubles, because those are the areas that you want to optimize and get better. Oh, you're loading in a bunch of geometry and that's causing your game to slow down? Maybe look into streaming. Load all the low res stuff first before you get the high res stuff like that. Next question. Oh geez. Why can't anyone ever pick any easy names? From Trug42. He says, Mark, great video as always. Thanks for taking the time to record these for us. Anytime. I do have a question. Is coding something you would advise going through a 4-year CS program to pick up, or is it something you can learn on your own and still be successful with? Speaking as someone in their mid-30s who has already had a few degrees, but not a CS degree, I'm hoping the latter is possible. So, that is kind of a tricky thing because I do know people who have gone through the 4-year program and they have wonderful jobs in the programming field, and I know people who have done CS degrees who do not have engineering degrees or engineering jobs, and I know people that never gone to school for it who are in the field and vice versa. From what I've seen, if you know how to program well and you have, you've done personal side projects with crazy amount of interesting features. So if I'm going to go for a game job, you have backgrounds of, maybe you've made a bunch of games and you worked with a few other people to make some indie projects. Just getting a degree won't help, and not having a degree may or may not help. It's kind of a toss-up. If you're going to go for a AAA studio and you have no background or nothing to show, then they're going to want to see a degree just to make sure that you know what you know. So I would say a degree will help, but what will help you more is getting a lot of personal projects up and running. Join an indie group. Make things on the side and build stuff in your spare time. Because a lot of companies, especially this one, love to see personal projects. Because if you just do things from one job to the next, it's hard to say what skills you have. And if you could see a lot of possible things that you've done in the past, that's a big, big, big thing. So I would suggest, try doing stuff on the side, see how it goes, and if you think you need a little bit more, go for the 4-year. Do what you think will help you to become the best damn programmer there is. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this week's Bug Smashers. Until next time, week, month, year, 2 weeks time.